over the past few months, all of us have been forced to consider the possibility of our own deaths, the deaths of our loved ones,
those in our communities,
and others more distant.
The familiar patterns of our lives have been broken.
The future unknowable.
And all of us are searching for signs and wonders.
For reassurance.
For hope.
For things that make sense to us.
When everything seems so desolate.
We are beginning to view nature through new eyes.
The blue stars of forget-me-not petals strewn across the ground outside my back door seem to me now less like mess to be swept up and discarded,
more a gravely beautiful constellation of beauty and loss.
The pandemic's effect on the natural world has been tracked from its earliest days.
For a while, the media was full of photos of clear skies, crystalline waters in Venetian canals,
maps showing declines in greenhouse gas emissions,
videos of wild animals wandering deserted city streets.
Some commentators maintained that COVID-19 was planetary revenge for the havoc humans have wreaked on natural systems.
Others, more quietly, carefully, and humanely, have wondered if it might signal a reset in our relationship to nature.
Even before the pandemic, the ongoing climate emergency was requiring us to urgently rethink the terms of that engagement.
The exquisite photographs and paintings reproduced here, from intimate still lives
to mountain slopes and sun-baked rooftops, seem to me records of that reset in process.
In its continuity and obliviousness to our human affairs, nature has always felt a safe refuge from emotional difficulty.
Many of us have mostly loved the natural world from a distance.
And something seen through a window or on a television screen.
But lockdown has radically enforced that separation and has renewed our desire for wild places.
Perhaps you've sat in isolation dreaming of a place of natural beauty.
A view from a hill 3 counties away, the hot scent of gorse next to the cold and glittering sea.
Tim Walker's photograph of a multitude of tiny flowers blooming through concrete is not just a metaphor for resilience,
but also an arresting realization of how natural beauty exists in many scales and in many places.
Its blessings freely available to all. The need to nurture and be nurtured is deeply human.
I have been surprised by the sensuousness that nature has given me.
The green fragrance of lanes near my home.
The brush of wind on skin, the pleasure of planting and watering. Without human contact, it's all I have. But it feels, right now, enough.
In art, as in our personal encounters with nature, we are reminded of the fragility, complexity, beauty and necessity of the systems that hold us, feed us, allow us to live our lives.
Vulnerable, imperfect creatures, we are marvellous.
All the same.
Just as the pandemic has led us to discover new ways of working and living, in its continuing darkness, we are learning to reforge our relationship with nature, quietly turning it into a thing of fierce and enduring tenderness.